I got a kinked neck, eh? Kinked neck.
A kinked neck?
Kinked neck.
Kinked. That sounds like a .com. Kinkedneck.com.
It could be. Kinked.net.com. I don't know.
I bet you it's available.
I guess we're kind of live, eh?
Just like StreamYardigans was available. StreamYardigans.com.
I gotta tell you, StreamYardigans.com sounds much more effective than Kinked.net.com.
Kink. I'm just going to write that on the screen to see what it looks like.
Kinked neck.
Kinkedneck.com.
I'm taking everybody else's pain, their tax, and I'm taking their tax. Yeah. It looks kind of interesting. Maybe that should be like a masseuse's or a chiropractor's.
I don't know. I don't think you're giving it enough credit. I think it'd be great for taxes.
Kinked neck over taxes.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Like,
yeah.
Okay. There's one thing when you look at your email, it says relaxmedk.
Yeah.
At gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or what's the name of your website?
It's just dkwarner.com, or I also have lm.centerofcolumnists.com.
What was the first part?
LM. That's something that I was working with Gary Ruggiero. He came up with that for me. Where it's got LM, lead magnet. LM. It's a little prefix. I probably really ought to shorten that to just one letter to make it a little bit more efficient, because LM dot centerofcolumnists.com. Here, let me write it for you.
Why not centerofcolumnists.com?
Well, that's the core site, right? So if you're going to do several things with the same site, you usually don't.
You mean like awards.duanelear.com or blah, 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 .duanelear.com or retire.duanelear.com, or I think I get what you're saying there. Okay, so LM, it's just I don't know what LM is, right? So So
like this,
if you're naming something.
Do you do something with that?
Yeah, that doesn't exist yet. But now you've said that, maybe.
How about tonight? I bet you can set it up tonight.
Blah, blah, blah. Well, so in other words, I guess this is what we talk about. Blah, blah, whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
I think this sounds cooler.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's very taxed. That's a taxed team. I feel very taxed when I think about
kinkedneck.com. We got to kind of use the word tax in there somehow. So let's think. Kinked by taxes. Kinkedneckbytaxes.com, or taxes to kinked neck. It was something goofy that
for sure. I
think we're really working it over here. But whatever it takes to keep this. I mean, as long as Dr. Carney is LMAOing all the time, then that's all that really matters. Taxes.kinkedneck.com.
I like it.
Cool. It's
doesn't that define the problem right there?
It
you're gonna do your own taxes, you're gonna get a kinked
bank account.
Yeah, it's gonna kink your bank account too.
Exactly. You know what they did today? They decided in British Columbia that we can no longer go out for dinner.
What?
You can't sit in a restaurant. That's my understanding. You cannot sit in a restaurant. I haven't checked the bar scene, but I'm pretty sure that we won't be going to your bar anytime soon. You have to, I'm going to guess they're taking food to go. You can go outside on a patio. So when it's pouring rain on a Friday night and you want to go out for dinner, you're going to be going out for dinner on a patio. Pretty ridiculous. Pretty freaking ridiculous. These guys are coming up with stuff. I'm not going to swear. I'm thinking about it. It's really getting ridiculous. You don't have an issue like that with your government in Texas. I might move to Texas somehow.
You could. You'd be welcome here.
You know,
don't mess with Texas.
I could even probably pull off. That's right. You know what I'm saying? You know, that kind of thing.
Texas, yeah, you can bring a draw with you.
Those sons of butts, they're going to let me in. They're going to let me give them some dinner, and that's that. You know, I think the theme song from, what is it? King of the Hill would fit really well right about now.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so
hey, Amir is checking it out here with a thumbs up. Hey, Amir, nice to see you.
Amir,
welcome to join us here if you so choose.
Yeah, you certainly can. Are you thumbs upping the taxes.kingtoneck.com or the comment or the conversation about the fact that the government is now eliminating the potential for people to go and dine out in British Columbia? Because I'm really not thrilled about that. It's a thumbs down. And these guys are, you know, I don't want to go too far with this because I know that you don't want to go there.
Well, actually, to be fair, Duane, Houston's already been there. Earlier in the pandemic, you know, closer to March of last year, we were shut down. And actually,
we were there too.
Yeah,
back there.
And now you're back. Ouch. That's no good. Yeah. So here we actually took the masks off, at least officially. Yeah. Although unofficially, a lot of places still have them.
Have to wear a mask when I'm with someone. I have to. By law, accordingly. I got a friend of mine who does not wear a mask in his salon. He will not.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think inside private, you probably get away with a lot of that, right?
Some people are... The difference is I do tax returns and I am in a government of Canada office building. I think there's a bit of a difference between owning a business and saying, nope, don't care. You can do it if you want. I don't know how far he's going. But for me, it's like, okay, well, I'm collecting and giving money back to and from the government, right? How do you deal with that, right? And so I'm literally, you know what? On May the 1st, DK, I will be done tax season, I hope.
Okay.
And I will have a limited supply of needing to do more tax returns. So we're going to be okay with that. Anyway, the taxes.kingtoneck.com is it's getting massive promotion, and you know, it's where I'm at right now.
Exactly, it's speaking of reality, and folks love to hear about reality. So this
is reality. Well, I mean, we can talk about reality.
URL for you, actually.
You know, maybe we should talk about. You know, here's an interesting thing. When I was in 1990, as a sidebar, when I first started university in Toronto at York University, I went downtown with a group of people, and I saw this shirt, and they had just come out with something called GST, the Goods and Services Tax. Brian Mulroney was the culprit behind the GST. And so I got this shirt. It was a white shirt with Brian Mulroney's mug on it. He has a big chin, right? So he has this big chin. And it said, GST, government screwing taxpayers, get stuffed Tories, because he was a Tory. That was his. What was the other one? It was just totally ripping apart the GST.
Yeah.
And I have a political science degree, folks, and I don't like getting political, but
you just did.
I'll tell you what, right now, I am feeling real bad for businesses that are, like, I can't imagine, like, I mean, unless the government's going to, like, supplement all these businesses, all these restaurants out there, I can't imagine being in a restaurant right now, in the restaurant business right now. If you're a bar, who's going to just take out Or maybe you can work the patio angle, and there are places like in Nelson that they've got patios, right? So they might be okay, but there's some places that don't have a patio at all, and they're going to be forced to get a patio if they can.
Oh, for sure. Or they'll just be dropping chairs outside of their place and making a makeshift.
Right on the side.
There were places here in Texas that did that. There were, for example, the Cracker Barrels here in Houston, which normally have outdoor seating, actually created outdoor seating in the place they used to have for waiting areas, right? And so, and they kept it. I like it personally. A lot of fresh air.
Yeah.
So I actually,
I love the patios. But I mean, if some restaurants, if it's pouring rain out, no one's going to be sitting on the patio. You know what I mean? We're going to take our food to go. But for places that have a patio, and many places in Nelson, for example, where I live, have a patio. I got to plug my computer in.
You're running on battery power right now?
I am.
In the situation room.
In the situation room. I just unplugged it for a minute because I was watching the hockey game and I had the screen turned in their direction. There we go.
Okay. Who's playing? Oh, you actually got the show in the background right now.
Toronto and Edmonton. Yeah, Toronto and Edmonton. So,
Edmonton. Okay.
I'm just really concerned about, this is the truth. The truth is that why are we back here? This is my question. Come on, get real.
Makes no sense to me, right?
This is a concerned citizen getting really ticked off about the fact that you guys are going backwards and not moving forwards.
Right.
It's ridiculous. So that's what I have to say about that.
That's what you have to say about that.
Businesses need help. If you're going to close their doors, I mean, I can't imagine you've got, how many businesses in British Columbia are going to be adversely impacted. Are you just going to, fund everything that they're doing? Really.
These budgets didn't really balance all that well before, right? It's just going to get harder from that point of view. And the restaurants have already been through a lot, right, with the phased reopenings, and they lost about half of
we're going to do this to them
revenue last year, as it was, right?
And here's an interesting thing: they're doing it the week of Easter, of course, right? So you're affecting, the religious situation. You're affecting that kind of, but you can still meet with 10 people outside. Okay,
just 10, huh?
10.
Okay.
Yeah, they've had that for a while, right? So, you know what? All is fair in love and war, my friend. And if they're gonna, here's the thing: people are going to just lose their nut if they don't frickin' figure something out here. I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of people that are going to have a real problem with this.
Right. And I honestly just don't get it right now, because if you think about the whole thing, right, I hate to say it, but a lot of folks have already seen this thing, right? And then half of the rest of the folks have already seen a vaccine, right?
My parents got their vaccine yesterday.
Yeah. So a lot of folks are already out of the loop on any transmission.
Yep.
So it just seems kind of weird.
What do you do? It's I think I'm understating the obvious of the potential of what could happen, and I don't need to even say it, because we're sitting here and we know it can happen.
That's true. It's not anything that we haven't talked about or foreseen before, right?
No. And we're not.
It's kind of sad a little bit.
The thing is that you and I and a number of other folks in the Joel Bauer community have decided that we're just going to move forward regardless of what the government's going to plant on us. So we're just moving forward. We're doing everything we can to help people overcome their challenges, and we're going to continue doing that. And that's it. So I encourage everyone to become a Joel Bauer student, to decide that you are going to take control of your life, that you're going to go and get what you need done to help other people overcome their problems, their challenges, their situations, whether it's health, wealth, or emotional breakthrough. I'm on a bit of a soapbox today because I'm really not happy about the decision that's going on, but I'm not going to dwell on it because we're going to continue to overcome people's challenges. That's it. We're going to help people overcome their challenges. we're good. And so we can say, what's up?
What's up?
I don't want to make this a poo-poo on you, government. That's not what I'm about. It's just not me. I just, you can get stuck on that kind of a mindset situation where you can just get bent, or you can actually truly overcome by avoiding, right? There's a certain amount of avoiding a problem we can do by maneuvering through it or around it, if you want, right?
Absolutely. And the key being...
At least at this point there is. Right?
The key for me being that if we stay focused on what we're building ourselves, then we waste a lot less time.
Yeah.
A lot less of it sucked away by these broader concerns.
Yeah.
And we actually have a comment from April Redbird. Hello, April. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, April. I'm just reading.
This is like a detailed comment.
Just a minute.
How are you reading it from behind it? I'm not quite getting that.
My eyes are above it, though.
Yeah, okay.
I'm actually just having fun with my screen. That's one thing that we can do. We can have some fun here today instead of thinking about the noise that's going on out there. Some people don't think this is just noise. That's the challenge, right? Obviously, there's more to it for some people, and
yeah.
Some days you think this feels like a universal challenge, not just you know what I mean? It feels like a universal, and the timing of this in particular is very interesting.
Yeah, the timing is just going to get more and more poignant as we go along, right?
Yeah. So,
Dream close up.
I think we're time for
Oh wait, we got to let Duane read this detail.
Benny forms for rental income on their timeshare location. Yeah, there you go. W8s. I think I filled out a W8 way back in the day for Global Information Network because I made a little bit of commissions from them, which was, I'm going to do this because I don't want to look like I'm,
Hey, let me just put up a smaller
extreme close up. Oh man. Wow. Now you're just,
that was the extreme close up. Extreme close up.
Do you mean like this?
Very close.
I was watching you the other day. Well, not you particular, but there was a scene where you're just like left to right on the screen.
Yeah. We're just like, huh?
At the start of it.
Yeah.
It keeps coming back. Yeah.
Where is it? Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's fun.
That's awesome. So
we have so
maybe
much.
April wants to come on.
Yeah, good invite. Yeah, April, you want to join?
April, you want to come on?
If you're on.
We're here's the thing. During
say the word.
I need to find more time to invite people. You and I've had this conversation kind of today. It's like, yeah, I'm busy.
Busy.
Yeah, too.
Yeah, busy too. Right.
That's pretty funny. I'm like, what? You think, what? I'm not the only one who's busy here? Come on.
That's pretty much.
Everybody's busy.
April. Yeah, we did check out the Visions
video. Did you guys check out the Visions video I made?
Oh, yeah. That was really, really good.
I haven't had a chance yet.
Shall we?
I think I saw it. Were there circles? Red. I'm glitching. April, help me here. When did you put it out?
I thought that was the one after Stress to Success on Wednesday.
Yeah. No, I saw that.
Yeah.
I actually told DK about it. Yeah. Okay. That was a few days ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Same one as what you're talking about?
I wonder if I had seen it, but no, I actually, that was awesome. That's what I call promotion of someone else in a massive way.
Yeah.
And at the same time, pretty cool looking stuff on that, to put it bluntly. April is awesome, and I will be getting her to help me with my stuff.
What kind of stuff?
My rates are my Rewired to Wealth, that whole thing, right? So we're going to be doing some stuff there. It's being so busy. I just haven't. You know what? Sometimes you got to make hay when the sun shines, and sometimes there's a concept of urgent and important, and there's a concept of important but not urgent. and we love to live important but not urgent all the time. But when you're in tax season, you're going crazy, that doesn't occur.
Well, client comes first, right? So they drop the taxes on you, and you got to figure them out, right? It's just what it is till May 1st. So it's a limited time frame, and then after that, you're going to be just kind of throwing softballs at me for the rest of the year as you enjoy those open and free afternoons, and I'll be like, awesome. I'm almost done. I got to get off work at 5 o'clock, and you're going to be like, oh, well, let me handle that for you. I'm good. I got all afternoon.
Well, I mean, that potentially could occur. The other thing too is I'd love to get started on doing things in Europe. I think there's another, because they're not going to go to a 5 p.m. Session, but they could go to a 10 a.m. session, or a 9 a.m. or an 11 a.m. Pacific time, right? Because it's 8 hours ahead, right? So but what we're going to figure out is the equation of, and I keep on getting this stuff from a Ricky, someone or other from New York.
Oh, okay. Weird.
I have no idea how Ricky got my email, and I wonder if it's a Groove person or who knows. But they keep on talking about traffic stuff, and I haven't really read anything. I just keep deleting them because it's tax season. I'll look at your stuff later if you keep on sending me stuff. Maybe. Right? Plus, they're not Joel Bauer. They're not Ken Krill. They're not Joel Bauer. They're not people I know. But we can always get to know someone eventually, right? And I appreciate people doing things, but sometimes you've got to do stuff and build a relationship instead of doing stuff. Well, let's just throw it out there to 4 million people and see who bites, right? That's kind of how
better to form. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Better to form the relationships organically and for other reasons. And then, then if what we're doing seems to fit what they need, then we can always say, hey, you're interested in hearing more about this? Would you like to know more?
Yeah.
Something that's just, conversational and not very pitchy and out of genuine interest for them, which is always the best place to come from anyway.
Absolutely. Hey, here's a question for you. Did you want to share how it's going with AJ though? Okay, keep on. I mean, is that something is that for now, or do you?
I could share about that at some point. Yeah, other than to share that I've started working with AJ a bit more on his high ticket advantage scenario.
Cool.
It's I mean we had a meeting last week. It was very good. Kind of how a lot of these scenarios you have to form the foundation first, and then we start building on it.
Yep.
So tomorrow's meeting is over the top of another meeting, so I will probably have to catch that on a replay scenario. And so probably after I have my first one-on-one with him, then I might have some more to comment, because then I'll have built some stuff out of it, and then I'll have some stuff I could share with it. But I'm pretty excited right now though. Cool. The energy's great. The group is great.
Yeah, he's got a group of people that are.
It's still early. I mean, if you thought you might be interested.
Yeah, I would be May 1st.
Yeah, May 1st. Right?
He's overlapping with Steph tomorrow, is he? Or is he?
Direct overlap. As I understand it, direct overlap with Steph's class. So tomorrow we're with the Steph Circle, which reminds me again that I need to redo my machine video.
You're not the only one.
Today. All right. Normally I just say today, but I really have to make the next iteration today to have it ready for the class tomorrow.
Right. I was thinking earlier today. Yeah, I gotta get to Steph. I gotta get to that, and I then started doing a whole bunch of phoning people back for tax returns. Yeah, I've done over 300 tax returns, and I've got we're halfway done, and so. Last year was crazy, and I'm ahead of last year. So
good. I know you're feeling stressed by that, Duane, but to me that seems like maybe you're making some more money this year. That's not
that's good. I'm happy where I'm at. There's no question about it. I just gotta get rid of kinked neck. What was that again? You had that.
I think I'm gonna go buy this domain. I think this is pretty cool.
Taxes.kinkedneck.com.
kinkedneck.com.
Oh, hear that?
Yeah, can you hear it?
I woke up yesterday morning and it was like I could not move. I was like, okay, buddy, I can't move.
Okay.
Just a
What
second.
did you just do? Oh, is that your which
I
camera?
nudged my video. Just a minute. Start cam. There we go.
Hey, did you ever figure out how to use that the snap camera or whatever that thing is?
Well, this is the snap camera, but I don't know.
But why isn't it working?
HD webcam. Just a minute. How's that look? This is not the actual webcam. This is the computer webcam.
Okay.
And, the other one's being
snap camera.
That's just funny. Okay, I'm just going to leave it here because it's fine. Doesn't look too bad. This is they say that, the C920, right, from Logitech is good. It looks better than this, but this isn't bad for a laptop that's actually probably about 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old. The hard drive it's probably about a year old. But because I zipped it way up when I started getting Joel's stuff. Actually, it was last summer, and I ended up having to send my computer away.
Where did you send it?
Oh, I should say I sent the hard drive away to get it fixed and my stuff back.
Oh, did you lose some stuff? Uh-oh.
I have lost a little bit of stuff, but not bad.
So what I ended up doing is I ended up getting a bunch of these.
What's that?
I ended up getting a bunch of these.
Oh, you just froze. You just froze.
Am I frozen?
The cell phone? You got a bunch
Am I still frozen?
No.
Okay. No, this is a hard drive, 2 terabyte.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 terabyte.
Portable, yeah. So I back up. I back up pretty often these days because we've got so many files being made. And plus, we got a lot of shows to download. And the other thing I'm doing too is I'm backing up to YouTube. So even if I don't download, the show's still there and we can still grab it.
Yeah. So you figure that we'll do Friday night this week because it's Good Friday and I'm driving home Thursday.
There you go.
So we got to pick a day. And so 2 4-day work weeks in the next 2 days, which is 2 weeks, sorry, which is nice. Very nice.
Yeah, not bad at all, right?
We're okay. So how's your week going? I feel like I'm yapping my head off here. Go.
Well, you're talking about like governmental problems and closing restaurants, and we got solutions for all that stuff.
Move.
Yeah, just come to Texas.
Just come to Texas.
Florida's good too. If you don't like Texas, Florida's good. Yeah, we have in Florida a much lighter governmental presence there as far as these kind of restrictions. And Floridians, when I ask them, they say, "Well, it's Florida," because I used to live there, right? They say, "Well, you know how it is. We just don't care here."
I love it.
That's their deal. Well, for me in my week, it's only Monday. Over the weekend, I was actually partaking in 3 different events. We had Eric Stoller, Side Hustle Summit. We had Casey Eberhardt with the Media Magic Mastery. We had another guy whose name is, I think his first name is Iman, with Digital Course Creation Masterclass event. And those were all last weekend. So I was like looking from screen to screen going, okay, what am I supposed to look at? It was just a massive overload of all kinds of stuff.
So
and
what were they about?
Sunday as well.
What were they all about?
So the one from Iman was about how to structure a high ticket ascension ladder, right? So his model involves setting up a signature program, which is a digital course that's about $1,500, right? Where you pack a lot of value. It's probably like a 1-year course, or at least 12 weeks, between 12 weeks and a year.
Yeah.
And then over the top of that, you invite some of those course participants to consider upgrading to a high ticket one-on-one scenario where you kind of do a lot more stuff for them and so on and so forth.
So Amon the name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
How did you meet him?
I met him through another speaker named Kimberly Crow, who I met through Daniela Burnett.
Okay, so this is through Daniela, Ken Krell.
Yeah, so Ken Danella, and then Kimberly Crow spoke at Danella's event, Speakers Need to Speak visibility event, which was just 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And then I got on her list, and she just put this out there. It was free. So it was just a matter of, and there was a little bit of a VIP adder. I think it was under $50, no big deal. And so he presents a logic, and then he has actually a very high ticket program that he talks about afterwards, where you basically go from, not having anything to having a premier high ticket closing course out of it, which, if you think of it, if you can scale that, and his model includes the scaling aspects, then it's probably still not a concern as far as the program cost once you get the payback for it.
It's all about giving people what they want, having a method to creating the traffic to get plenty of people to do what it is, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm still working on, and I think this is the challenge, that in this pandemic age, we've got so many people vouching for different programs that it's like, who do you listen to? And I listen to people that have what I want and have been where I am right now. But the challenge for that is they haven't been where I'm at, and here's why. They probably made their money online before the pandemic hit. So someone needs to show me someone like AJ or someone like that they have created an absolutely amazing business post-pandemic right now, never did it before, started fresh, built it up, and did it. If you were here before the pandemic started and you made your money back then, and you show us old tactic strategies and situations, right? It's not the same. It's just not the same situation, right? It's just not the same, right?
Yeah.
So,
you have to work. From my point of view, you have to work a lot harder to find the fit, because it is a different scenario. And the challenge that I think we probably have is, who of all these folks that have all these systems and programs really stood in our shoes exactly, right? Or as close as possible to exactly. Of course, nobody can be exactly right, but pretty close to where we're starting out. And that person who's been there and also done that in this scenario and environment with transferable techniques. Of course, we chose Joel Bauer, which has had such a several lifetimes worth of experience, and that's another way to get it done. Where there's just so many systems and techniques and tools, and so many things being transferred to us that we get to build what we need for right now, and
I think
it already works, right?
I think the challenge is Joel has done this for so long. I don't think it's a fair comparison, right? So, but we've learned substantially from Joel, and I will take everything I possibly can and market position, differentiate myself in such a way, give, like, and he taught us a lot of really amazing things. But I'm really interested in what AJ is doing. I think that it's such a short time frame, right? That you're within 12 months of this whole thing having started. So it's a real challenge. If someone's made $1 million online in the last 12 months and never did it before, show me that person. Right? I mean, that person is.
We gotta find that one. I totally agree with you, because all these folks that we've been learning from, and here's, in my mind, here's the key, right? They made their reputation, regardless of the money. They made their reputation before, and in most cases for several decades before.
Yeah.
Right. So they show up. So when they want to build an audience, they say, "Well, here's my name," right? And people go, "Oh, cool. There's an event coming up."
Yeah. Oh, man, let's go.
They start bubbling in and boiling in, right?
Yeah.
And I was on a Facebook Live with Pedro Adeo, who's another one of these other famous names out there, and he was doing a course on developing and delivering a challenge format where you do a Facebook group challenge.
Right.
You build up a group and you take them through a challenge material, and then you invite those who are serious to enroll in your paid program, right? And get the rest of the system that way. And Pedro had probably almost 800 people on this live, right? I've never seen a count that high before.
How long is this going to be working? Right?
Yeah, I don't know, but Pedro has been at this for at least a minimum of 3 years, and probably a lot more than that, in different ways.
Something's kicking into my mind right now, and it's this: the people that are getting 800 or 350 or whatever the number is, 500 people. What they're doing is still working, right?
It is working clearly, yeah.
There's no question that if you model exactly what these guys are doing, Joel, what Joel's doing is working. It's absolutely working, right?
Oh yeah, working.
Maybe yeah. So stuck on
spins like a top, right?
What's that?
It spins like a top. It's a perfect system.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. It's like he's using a little bit of Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
He's using the new one, Apple. What's
Clubhouse?
Yeah, what you're using as well. He's using that. He's using. I'm not sure how much advertising he's doing on Facebook.
He's doing some for sure.
Yeah.
And I would be reasonably sure too that he's using the John Martinez method for group building.
Yeah. I've never seen any of Joel's ads. I see Ken Krell's ads.
Yeah.
I've seen Ken's stuff. No, this is I'll tell you right now, what's going to happen in the next 12 months is this equation is going to be figured out.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to spend every waking freaking hour figuring this out. We're going to figure this out.
What do you think we've been doing?
but it's at another level, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is we're going to the public, not necessarily just Joel's students or people that we've known through.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but there's a whole other level of figuring out, what is it with Facebook? What is it with, and you had your session the other day on Clubhouse, right?
Yeah.
We are figuring it out. It's just, it feels like things are shifting. We need to somehow get ahead of that curve, I guess is the point, right?
Well, actually, the way it's coming to mind right now is that there's and I think Joel has also mentioned this on multiple occasions when folks utilize his systems and they don't quite get the results that they thought they were going to get with that approach, and it was certainly been true of me, definitely on some of the webinars. It just feels like things are not quite right yet, right, with some of the elements in my presentation. But what I perceive is that there's a connected dots exercise that needs to take place, right? And so there's pre-frame, and there's also follow-up and the delivery itself. And I think I've been working on making sure the delivery is right, which is important, right? But there's also the pre-frame, getting folks interested and getting the pump primed so that folks that are ready to hear this stuff actually make it to the event. And then there's the follow-up, right, which Joel's talked about, which if you do that very aggressively, then you keep them engaged after the event, right? Even if they're not ready to invest and move forward with the solution at the event, they could get to that point a week after. They could get to that point a couple weeks after. On the first presentation that I made, there were folks that were coming back to me 3 or 4 or 5 days later and saying, "Yes, I'd like to enroll." And I was amazed actually at the time that they would remember what I shared with them for that long. But if you register deeply and you share from your heart, then it tends to stick. Yeah,
I think 3 to 4 to 5 days isn't like a really long period of time. Everybody says do everything within 48 hours or forget it. Right?
Yeah.
But
I think even Joel talks about percentage fallout, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not everybody. It's many or most by the time you reach 5 days.
Right.
But I think a lot of that too is it's the problem with that's only going to get worse, right? With regard to the noise level that we're currently in the middle of, with so many events. Like for example, last weekend, if any of those 3 people were really serious about getting my attention last weekend, forget about it, right? Because all 3 of the events were in the same time frame, so it was very difficult to focus in on any of them. because they're all there. They all look good, right? So I'm sampling from each one of them, and probably not getting the full court press on any one of those systems that were being discussed, revealed, or offered, because each one made an offer at the end, right? And I mean, so in a way, that overload actually hurts our cause to some extent with so many different options out there.
Here's an interesting thing. One person in particular who stuck out like a sore thumb on time frame, which I thought was awesome, was Samantha's Friday afternoon deal. I was like, Friday afternoon? It's just, but it's like, it's one of those things that's a great idea, because like we know a lot of people are doing Wednesday at 5, Thursday at 5, Tuesday at 5, like we're doing that. Right?
Yeah.
We're not doing weekends because we're doing weekday 5. We want to serve people in Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, over there, right, in that area, and at the same time be able to serve the East Coast and our own West Coast, right? You're Central, I get that, yeah. Of course. So we want to serve
right in the middle. We're just along for the ride, as they say.
Absolutely, right? But the goal is that we're trying to serve the majority of the population in Canada and the U.S., right? And then because Europe will not, unless like Bernard Taylor, probably the only guy I know who goes to Speakers JB train in Europe. It's 1 a.m. his time, and he still goes. And I love that guy. He's awesome. Absolutely,
he's actually crazy.
He's
in a
crazy
good way, in a really good way.
Yeah,
he's the kind of crazy that you want on your team, because he's just going to kill it.
And he's a business strategist too. And I think that he's gonna get a lot of kudos for being that one guy who's staying up. You know, the challenge is that you've got that, you know, am I getting enough sleep kind of thing at 1 a.m. You know, if you can do that, great. Push it to 1 a.m. Fine. I know that can be a challenge to you, especially if you got to get up early at the same time, right? So you're getting 5 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep. I can't exist doing 4 or 5 hours. I can tell you that right now. It just doesn't work for my system.
Well, once you get the understanding that you're not really helping yourself by cutting all that sleep out, it's not like your productivity just blossoms or anything. It's you actually lose all those waking hours that you have with that little amount of sleep driving. They're lost to you. You can do your robotic stuff. So as long as you have your robotic schedule in front of you, then you're probably okay.
Yeah.
But otherwise, forget about it, right? Might as well get the 6.5 hours of sleep and just work faster.
Yeah. 6.5 is the minimum. I love 8. 7 is plenty. 8 is like I'm a man.
Yeah. Over the weekend, I'll sometimes do a crash day and I'll get 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I won't feel very good that day, but it helps for the rest of the week when I'm running.
Helps you build it up, because you're getting 6 hours of sleep a night, 5, 6, 7.
Most are between, because I don't do the 5s anymore. At least whenever possible, I will not do a 5 or 5.5. So it's usually 6 or 7 almost every night.
Yeah. Okay.
Which isn't bad. Not bad, right?
It could be worse. It could be worse.
Yeah.
I don't know how people who do it like 4 or 5 hours, they're like every day I get 4 hours. I'm like, okay.
I think they're not reversing the aging process in general. When you're running that for a long time, and I think you pay a price for that. Of course, you can always reverse the trend by changing and reverting back to more sleep, and then reverse the aging process. It's good. The body knows how to heal itself.
Yes, it does. The body does heal itself when it has the ability to heal itself, when it's not overtaxed.
When it's not overtaxed.
I mean that from an extended, long, lengthy period of time, undue stress, lack of sleep,
undue taxes.
I'm not getting a lack of sleep for the most part. I'm doing just fine, but I need it, no question. So, but we're good. We're good. So I guess that's the thing. Like I'm very interested in what AJ is doing. Who asked me the other day if they knew a business strategist in the Joel Bauer community? Someone asked me that the other day, and I was thinking about who would I go to? I mean, you could definitely go to Joel Bauer because he's a business strategist.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, for sure.
Dr. Carney because he's a business strategist. But
I think the question would be more of what kind of strategy are they searching for, right?
Right.
Because there are quite a few strategists in the community, but we all focus and specialize in different things.
Yeah.
So, and actually, speaking of strategy, perhaps, Duane, you might like to comment on an upcoming strategy event.
Depends
that could be happening in May.
Oh, you want to talk about Thrive?
Thrive.
So that's going to be happening May 10th to the 15th. And we got a group. In fact, I mentioned Samantha Gillis earlier. I thought the Friday afternoon concert, because no one else has taken that time frame, right? It's just
not so far. It's open still.
It's an open time frame.
We took it. We've got it.
Well, we've got a 5 o'clock time frame with DK Duane Show. But I think that's the thing. So 10th to the 15th, we've got 6 business strategists that have all their expertise, right? I obviously take care of a few things. DK takes care of mindset, overcoming stress, anxiety, overwhelm, worry, fear, all that.
Overcoming stress and achieving success, right? So take away all that depression, take away all that trepidation, take away the performance anxiety, take away the anxiety before speaking. We just eliminate that, right? And then along with that, we have the tips, techniques, tools, and strategies. And actually, Duane, as much as he's saying I'm mindset, I actually have a little bit of mindset in my system, but my system is more in body-mind techniques. The mindset only gets you started. And the body-mind techniques are what condition you to be able to move forward through all these new scenarios without adding stress to your life. Now, Duane, on the other hand, is giving you a mindset for achieving and accumulating wealth, which I know not many people out there are interested in that, but for those that are.
So here's the thing. You use visualization as a way to get people focused on things that they want to have. And you use it in a way that I love. It's absolutely awesome. And I think that's the reason why what you and I do there's completely different stuff there, but it overlaps at the mindset. And the more that we focus on what we want, the more we're going to get what we want. And the less debt we have.
100%.
Right. Say again?
I said 100%. Yeah. And the other thing I was going to say is that I've realized as we work together, I realize more and more that a fair number of folks, and perhaps even including myself, actually block wealth without even really knowing it, right? So it's so important to uncover and handle that concern because even though we say we reach out for wealth, if internally we're blocking it, it's an exercise in futility.
Yeah, you have to do the right things correctly, long enough, consistently. And if you don't, eventually it doesn't work. You can do mind exercises as much as you want, but if you don't continue doing them, eventually it could be a problem. That's what happened to me back 15, 17 years ago. I was doing them for quite a while, did real well, stopped doing them, got fear, anxiety, I don't know, the fear of loss in regards to money. If you ever have a fear of loss on money, with money, you need to change that. You need to change it, and you need to transform. And it takes time to do that. It's not just going to happen like that. It may initially look really good, like a massive increase in wealth in a short period of time, but you need to continue on that trend because there's a difference between when you're starting out, you have a negative net worth, like I had, and then you end up in a $500,000 net worth situation. You're like, uh-oh, what happens if? Oh, look, 2008 happened where the market dropped like a rocket and the world was coming to an end. It seemed financially, It was absolutely horrible. And so that scenario, I got impacted by that, right? And so I know what it took to be successfully financially speaking. I understand it absolutely. You just have to keep doing those things and don't get stuck on fearing losing what you have. You can't do that. Otherwise you do. It'll happen.
100%. Yeah. And I think, as you mentioned before, right, what you focus on tends to grow, tends to occur. So if you're afraid of a scenario and that's all you can think of, and you've got no other countervailing thoughts, well, chances are you're going to be hastening it to you.
Yeah.
Whatever you're afraid of, right? Which is counterintuitive, but definitely true.
Yep. Logically, people watch a market. They think their money is going to go down in value, so they need to get out. Well, if you make that if you sell when the market's down 30%, like last March, for example, you just guaranteed yourself a 30% loss. Did you see how quickly that market turned around last year? It was ridiculously fast.
I did see, and I did actually regret a little bit that I didn't exit the market. Of course, 2020 hindsight, right? You always prefer to have full intelligence before you make all your moves. But in the absence of that, it was still, you saw the initial spike down, and there were some folks that got out in January, right, and avoided most of the drop. And then then it's a matter of, well, where's the bottom? And the charts, a lot of the charts actually helped to show. As long as your money was free and clear, right? You could jump back in if you knew where to jump back in, and could have made a killing on that ride back up again. Right?
What you want is a training in understanding stock markets. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Do not time the market.
Don't. You're saying don't.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't even try. Don't even bother. The fact is that based on last year, the March dropped 30%. But here's the thing. It could have kept going.
That's a key point to remember. Absolutely.
It could have kept going. It could still be down now, right? Found that a year later, and by the way, this has happened many, many times before.
Sure.
Right? 2000 to 2003, the market was off for an extended period of time. 1973, 1974, the market was off 46% over 2 years.
Right.
Now fathom that, right? And so you're going to try and figure out, well, what should I do here? No. Here's what you do. You stay in the market. You know that the down scenario is temporary. If you have more money, you invest. So this is my strategy for people that are growing their wealth. Okay. Wait 5 or 10 years. See where the market's at. It will be up, substantially most of the time, right? So that's the challenge. People will get stuck on that short-term scenario. They fear losing their money. They think it's going to go down more, potentially. Especially, tell me how many people wouldn't have thought a year ago that the market wouldn't still be down based on COVID.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Right?
I think folks thought we were headed into a multi-year recession after that.
Right? Yeah.
There was certainly enough energy downward to accomplish that, for sure.
So here's the other thing. It wouldn't surprise me if the market tanked. It would not surprise me at all if the market tanked for an extended period of time.
Right.
I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but here's the challenge. That's a very good possibility. You just take a look at scenarios like the one scenario with restaurants right now. But the restaurants don't make the market. The restaurants aren't the market.
Yeah, they're just
everything.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Right. So we can't get stuck on that. So I would say to you, you're not going to avoid, because here's the challenge. If you get out, let's say that you got out middle of March, right as it started.
Well, actually, by middle of March, I probably would have absorbed most of the decline. And this
right.
is the biggest risk, right?
Yeah. So let's say that was like the 5th of March.
Yeah.
You decided to get it, right?
Yeah.
And then you lost 10%, maybe 15% of your amount. And then you're like, well, what am I going to do now? And the market dropped another 15 to 20, right? This is just a scenario that actually happened. And so it drops 15 to 20, and then it takes back off. Like, zoom. The next couple of months just goes, right?
Right.
So this is the thing. What do you think your chances were of getting back in the market, let's say, by the 15th of April?
The chance of actually hitting the 15th of April to get back in? Probably pretty low. Because of the fear factor, right? So then you miss the upside, the 40% upside. You miss most of that too, right?
Yeah.
So then you absorb at least half the downside, and you miss at least half the upside.
If
so
you
to
had
your point,
sneezed last
probably
year,
average out net zero, right?
if you had sneezed in March or April last year, right?
Yeah.
You would miss some.
Yeah.
That fast. I'll tell you.
For sure. That's true. That's true. Well, Duane, do you? I don't mean to interrupt your tirade on stocks or whatever, but do you like surprises?
Love surprises.
All right. Hey, Elizabeth, how's it going?
Hey, Liz, how are you?
Hi, Duane. Hi, DK.
How's it going?
The morning here, so I just have a wake-up face.
It's all good. It's all good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How's everything doing? How's everyone?
We are good. Finishing up a Monday here. Duane has got he's chock full of tax work. He's in the middle of tax season.
Yep.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to a shipment that's headed to my house in a couple of days with some interesting vials of stuff in it. And we haven't talked about this yet, so good. It's a good thing you're here.
Right on.
Were you guys on yesterday's Rory's? I think DK was, but I didn't see Duane.
Yeah, you haven't seen me in a while. I've been a little busy.
Duane's been hibernating. I actually did not make it on yesterday either.
Did you had a session yesterday? Did you, Liz?
That was good. Yeah.
Right.
Check it out. Yeah, it's in the group. It's in the group, though, right?
Too good to miss. Writing a book and become a bestseller.
Oh, this session, yes, I was there for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was is that Joel Dr. Carney, or is that something?
It was
It's
Joel
with
and Corey Carruthers.
Oh, Corey, right.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
What did you?
I signed up for that one. I signed up for that one.
Me as well. What did you think of the session, Elizabeth?
Very authentic of him. He doesn't have that salesman slick.
Yeah.
which we are so used to, right? And he came across like he genuinely want you to write your story and be the bestseller. Because having a book is not good enough. It has to be an international bestseller.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, and I didn't have that fire in my belly until I watched it yesterday. Now that I remember which session you're talking about, it was a busy weekend with a lot of webinars. But yeah, that one was really, really good. And yeah,
how you doing, DK? I'm just like
I don't either. My brain is
3 sessions over the weekend.
Yeah.
Which one are we gonna watch? All of them.
It's impossible. In fact, I think Joe is having a session right now.
Oh, is he on right now? Okay.
Right now?
I think,
DK, I can't believe you're not on it.
That should be on there for sure, right? And tomorrow, or actually it might be later today in Asia time, is Joel's next full Matrix webinar.
Oh, he's doing another one.
7 hours, yeah. 7-hour run. He's doing one a week right now.
It's like all
I
day.
cannot tell you how many times I've sat through this.
Yeah.
There's lots to pick up, though. I mean, right? There's a lot to pick up. I love applying balance walls. yeah. There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, April. We all love balance.
Balance. Something I will learn about here shortly.
Yeah, that would be the very, very important oil.
Okay, good.
Very important oil. We always tell people apply it before you sleep and apply it before your feet touch the ground when you wake up.
Oh, okay. All right. That puts a routine together, right, to ensure that it's used properly. That's great.
Elizabeth, I want you to know I haven't forgotten about you yet. I'm getting there. I gotta get to May 1st.
You missed the BOGO box.
I
it's
saw
so
you. I
good.
saw that. I saw you had. I saw your message. I haven't read anything lately. I've been seeing
I
numbers.
I know you're so busy, but DK took it. I am so like, yes,
There you go.
because
Yeah.
best deal ever.
Yeah, I did appreciate the opportunity. I was planning to jump in at some point anyway, and from a timing perspective, it felt a little bit early. But like you said, Elizabeth, that kind of deal doesn't come every day. And actually, it came twice, right? Because I missed the first round, and it was so nice to have that come around for round 2 like that.
Yeah, at first it was sold out, and later on, hey, it's back in. My God, that's your second chance. Yeah, second chance.
Came back open for a second. It was great.
Was this something that you had in particular, Elizabeth, that you were doing, or is that something that your company was doing?
The company extends to
Okay.
worldwide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is an opportunity. They do it once or twice a year, and for a fraction of the price, you get double the oils, and
Nice.
and you can have all of them shipped all together. A lot in terms of shipping, and even the membership is thrown in. Yeah.
So it's all of the
so
above, right? And yeah, so for a barrier to entry perspective, it was like almost no barrier at all, right? Just show up.
Hey, DK, am I saying this?
No.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh.
I saw the BOGO. I was like, now I know what the BOGO was. That's how much I read it. I saw BOGO like, oh.
Next time you see BOGO, you'll know what it is.
Yeah. Next time. I don't think I'll wait that long though.
It takes time. No worries.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the book. If you were to write a book, Duane or DK, what would that title be?
For me, I have my next book in mind already because, and just for clarity, I actually have been working with a brand strategist for a little bit. I have a meeting. Speaking of meetings, right? I have another meeting Thursday with him, but he actually opened up my mind to a third book, which so to make this trilogy and kind of put it all together. My first book was Anxiety, Stress, and Overwhelm Are Now Optional, right? Which describes my journey and development of the system that I have. And then the third book that this branding guy came up with after he heard my story was a title of It Doesn't Have to Be That Way. So he's already looking toward the far future of the applications and what folks can do if they don't have stress, right? And if they only look at the success that's naturally going to come to them if they focus on that. And so the book I need to write is the one in the middle, which is the book that I've been working with a little bit with Colin Campbell on, this titled Building Calm. So it's the applications and the progressive de-stressing and elimination of stress and turning what I call that big gear of life that we can reach with a system like mine, and actually it's sort of like turning back your stress clock, right? Taking that stress that we carry and de-amplifying it and removing it from those situations where we find ourselves cut off from support, held back by procrastination, just too anxious to move forward, any of those types of scenarios. So that's what I'm going to build in those applications into this book called Building Calm.
That's fantastic.
To answer your question, the next book I'm writing is called Get Rewired to Wealth Now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's I wrote a book called Get Ready to Retire Now.
Yes.
And so we're now going to get rewired to wealth now. It's going to be get ready to retire now on steroids.
I think that's a very catchy title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to get this.
Yeah,
Duane,
and you need to get that to the bestseller list.
Yeah, for sure.
God.
I wonder if is Rory's deal still out there?
It was meant for 24 hours, but just submit.
Yeah, go for it, Duane.
Such a good deal.
I need to look at all my options.
This is one option.
The truth is
you will not want to miss this one.
What is the difference between Dr. Carney and what he's doing? Because he talks about doing a book a month, right? And what Rory's doing.
You cannot. Dr. Carney doesn't do it for international bestseller. It
Right.
just helps you with the multi
The
kind
media,
of media.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why Joe engaged Dr. Takani for the multimedia side and engaged Rory for getting it up to the mass and be the bestseller. So
Right.
that would be, if I were to actually do it, of course, Rory's deal is so fantastic, right? DK?
Huge.
It's just like what Joe say, like a good dinner out somewhere, or two good dinners out somewhere in a fancy restaurant.
Right.
Absolutely.
And right now, I can't go to their fancy restaurant anyways because they don't allow us to do that.
Right?
They did that.
Yeah, so you have the money.
You got the money already waiting.
And time to do that one.
So, okay. Well, it's interesting because Joel was really keen a year ago on Zero to Hero, getting your book done, right? It wasn't about being an international bestseller. It was about getting the book done because it shifts it puts you as a person that is top notch in your field, right? But an international bestseller is the whole other thing, right? So who wouldn't want an international bestseller, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Put you on the map, right?
Right.
Among
Not
the
just
seas
having a
of
book.
authors, you will look out for those who are international bestsellers first.
Yeah.
And you could put that right in front in your bio.
Right.
And even if you have written your book, you can go back and look at it with a different lens that can help you engineer the syntax to go towards that. And this is something you can do in a fraction of a time. But Rory says he do it in 90 days for all the people who start from scratch. So you can decide to write a new book, or you can edit the existing book and have it in a new edition.
Right.
To me, editing the existing actually would be simpler, right? It takes less time, and what you're doing then is organizing the material in the way that Rory recommends. And yeah, to me, it's perfect scenario. I have the advantage of already having a new book in mind, so I'm just like, this is just like leverage for me, right? It's pretty cool.
And Rory has all the proof, right? All the proof. 470 over bestsellers.
Yeah, plenty of proof and some amazing stories of folks that leverage his process to generate many millions of dollars of revenue as a result of making this move.
Okay, DK, send me the information. DK is like involved in more systems than anyone I know.
I'm everywhere.
I can't keep up to him. He's everywhere.
Well, I mean, in my mind, I just think back to I forget how many years ago it was now, but just like 2 years ago, how much engagement was there really in our community? And there was a lot, right? And especially for the folks that got involved like 3 years ago, they were moving, and Elizabeth was one of those, and we were actually reviewing Elizabeth as a case study, right? In the context of the modules and so on and so forth, and the Q&A and all that. But really, with Zero to Hero, I think Joel sparked a level of engagement that we've never seen, right? And not only just with the new students, but also with the experienced mentors, because now you have everybody coming out with all this stuff, and it's all synergistic, right? So you, like Elizabeth was saying, you can actually leverage Dr. Carney's system and Rory Carruthers' system with the benefit of having Crystal Davis' perspective all put together. And it's just amazing. And then your book it's solved, right? It's a solution for you, right? And then you go on to the next thing that we need.
Elizabeth, there's one thing that DK does that he keeps on making me trip in my brain. Oh, this one wire. And I keep on thinking, well, I think I need to work with one person on a specific subject matter. So, for example, if I'm trying to create a book, I'm going to work with one person. But DK keeps on saying, well, no. You can work with that person, and that person in each situation. Use them or utilize all three in creating this one book, right? And so then you can see how does that actually end up for you in the grand scheme of things, right? So I always keep on thinking, like, he just did it again, because I'm like, no, I got to work with Dr. Carney. No, Duane, you got to work with all three of them. You work with Colin, you work with Corey. Is it Rory, not Corey?
Rory with an R, yeah.
Rory.
Carruthers and, and Dr. Carney. A lot of C's there for. That's probably why I was calling Corey. Yeah. But this is a great point. They keep on reemphasizing, like you say, like, you worked with Dr. Samian, right?
Absolutely.
You can also work with soon to be Dr. Kim, right?
Yeah,
So it's and essential oils. Like, I've used essential oils for years. I seem to get into a kick where I'll use them at a certain point in time, and then I won't go on, for a while. It's like, okay, so you think something works, and then you stop using it. Why is that? There's a stop program running.
Yeah,
it's a mindset thing. It's like, same idea. I can use DK system for a while, and then I'll stop. Well, why is that? And then, oh wow, 2 weeks later, oh right, I gotta go into DK. Okay, 52-minute, and then you. So the thing is that, and this is something that people really need to understand, that mindset and you think that you have a limitation one way or another, so something's going to stop you, but you need to let the limitation go. This is absolutely mission critical to change your mindset, no matter what you do.
100%. Yeah, because if you miss that, and the more I work on this kind of stuff, the more I realize that it's a common program, I think, with all of these systems that tend to change your life. And I call it, I'm starting to get a picture in my head just as we're talking here, that it's the comfort program, right? Once the pain is alleviated to the point where it's just comfortable enough, then you no longer have the motivation. You don't hurt, right? So and since you're not hurting, then you're not progressing, and then you never quite cement in or bake in the change, which would allow you to never return to that pain ever again. And so it's so key to keep going until you get over the next line, and then you can claim the victory and the benefit forever.
Kevin Trudeau once said to me, or I shouldn't say he just said to me, he said to a whole bunch of us, it's like this dog on the porch. And the dog is on the porch, and he's yelping, sort of, but he doesn't move. There's a nail under him, it's sticking into him, but it's not hurting him enough to move. He's just going to sit there and, why? Right? So the same thing happens to us. We get to a point where we're comfortable, where it's no longer an emergency situation, right? And so we let it go, right? It's like, for example, a person could have a digestive challenge, right? So we might have acid reflux. You start eating well, it goes away. 2 weeks later, you're eating cheeseburgers, and you're wondering why you have acid reflux again.
It's actually doing its habit. Habits are so vital, and you need to keep stacking up the habits. So if I wake up in the morning and I don't apply any oil, I will really feel something is missing, because I have developed that habit for many, many years. So it's very important to put it at places where it's very convenient for you and where you are supposed to do it. It's just like all my oils are placed. In fact, most of those that I use on a daily basis before I start the day will be placed in my bathroom right in front of the mirror. So the first thing, I go to the bathroom and I look at my frankincense. It'll be 2-3 drops under my tongue, right? That would be my first thing to start. And after shower, the moment I step out of my shower, I'll take my tea tree and rub it all over my body, my skin, to give a layer of protection. And this has helped me to avoid UTI that I used to have prior to this habit. So this is just a deodorant that I use on a daily basis, and I don't use any other commercial products other than tea tree. And when I brush my teeth, I'll just put a drop of peppermint on my toothbrush, put my On Guard toothpaste, and it's like before I step out of my bathroom, I would have used at least 10 different oils. But you don't have to be like me. All you need to do is just choose the oils that you apply for the morning to start your day fresh. And you're going to have that energy, vitality, and clarity you never had before. Sounds familiar, right?
Yes, it does. Sounds good. I look forward to learning more about that. Speaking of different types of oils, April mentions this other one that I don't know about. It's called Elevation. What is this one?
Elevation consists of very good oils like all the citrus oils there is, and also vanilla and sandalwood, and things that makes you joyful. And that's what the name is all about, elevation. In Singapore, we call it elation because the word is it's not used in Singapore here due to, I think, yeah, some people have used elevation for that business. So it has lavender flower, tangerine, lavender, amaryllis bark, clary sage, ylang ylang, whole wood, and osmanthus, lemon myrtle, and melissa. It's fantastic blend of oils that if you were to buy them individually, it will cost you over more than 300, 400. But in that bottle alone, you got everything. Yeah, that gives you that joyful feeling that you're looking for.
Nice. There you go, Duane. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, months ago I saw her on a webinar, and I was like, okay, we're going to do this. And you know what? Sometimes you just gotta make the decision and do it instead of saying you're going to do it. But no, I think you and I are going to have a conversation in May for sure. We will do some stuff. I'd love to see a BOGO in May.
It could be one.
We're going to. And I told you that. I said, no, it will be coming. It's just timing. But I haven't taken any essential oils for a little bit, but I know that I'm going to be getting back there. It's amazing. These things occur, and I know that you're the oil mentor. So hey,
we only have like 60 days worth of webinars to go through, right? To get all the education on how to use this stuff.
Yeah, but then there's more. You're talking about just to use this stuff, yeah?
Yeah, just for the essential oils, because with Elizabeth's group, right? There's so much good material already there waiting. Yeah.
There is so much information, and you do it at your own time, own place. But you see, sometimes people wait till it's too late. I can honestly tell you, I've seen how people, when they consulted with me, took 1 whole year before they decide to do anything. But by the time the person had lung cancer, 4th stage.
Yeah, that's not.
And she was only in her 40s. But when I consulted with her and I took a scan, and I said, you need to support your respiratory system because the oils are showing up that you need to support this. Because I use a scanner that uses that kind of technology which Samsung and Fitbit uses, and it feeds to an algorithm in the cloud somewhere that helps to determine what are the essential oils and supplements your body is really calling out for. In fact, all of us need so many things to help with our system, but I just scanned for 7 things, and the 7 things is something that that person could have done, but she didn't do anything about it. It's not like I could stop it, but at least I could help her, support her in a way that will not manifest into something that big. So by the time I help her is to help soothe her pain. I couldn't do anything else because she was already the 4th stage and in the hospital, and within months she just died. So I feel very sorry, because when I look back at the data and the report, I say, if I've seen this person like 1.5 years ago, and now how do I help her? It's very hard because it has manifested into something greater that it's very difficult to reverse it. Yeah. So
How do
it's
you?
not like a scare. Yeah.
Sorry, Elizabeth. Sorry to cut you off there. So you actually, you're saying you do a scan. Do you do that online? Do you do it in person? How do you do that?
Well, because you guys are in the States, I couldn't scan for you. But if you invest in that scanner, okay, in case if you want to, because you can help a lot of people, you'll be able to see the report. And with that report, it will tell you exactly what your body is needing, and you use it for 90 days. That scanner is not expensive if you do a monthly thing, but for me, because I take multiple times for many people, so I just want a one-time payment, and my one-time payment was like quite high, 750 USD. Okay, 750 USD. But that
Worse.
has
That's
helped
not
me save.
that much. I mean, to save someone's life or to put, I mean, that's just.
Or just simply to have definitive answers on what supplements you actually need, right? Because most of us are just
it
guessing.
takes out the guesswork out of the me, because sometimes when you say you have digestive, of course I have certain oils to zoom in, but some people just refuse to tell me or don't even know what their body is experiencing. But when after I look at the report, I said, are you having acid reflux? Because certain oil shows up that is going to be supportive of that. Or are you having high blood pressure? Because many oils that I understand is going to be helpful in mitigating that is showing up. Then they'll say, how do you know? I say because the oils you're calling for is going to be supportive towards that direction. So it's usually it's very accurate. I cannot tell you the number of times people jaw just drop by me able to analyze and know why the oils are showing up. And many people, I think, don't do a proper cleansing of their body. Even if they use supplements, they use whatever processes, but if they do not use oils to help them, they cannot clean properly their digestive system. So many times they show up like they need supplements or oils to clean up the colon, right? And the time that when I was in Vietnam, there was a group of ladies in the queue to just use that Itobi that I could check for them. Many of them have parasitic infections because there's this product that came out that is helping to drive parasites off the body. So it's like everybody, okay, let's do it together. And they found so much better after they get rid of the parasites in their body.
Neat.
Been there. Yeah, I've had. Yeah. No,
Been
naturally
there,
prescribed a remedy for a parasite that I had. Yeah. So that was years ago. That was a little while ago. A little few years ago, like about 7 or 8. Yeah. I'm very. I mean, obviously, people. If you need to get some people that know what they're doing in the subject areas that they are focused on. Elizabeth is absolutely that person in regards to essential oils, without a question. And she also is a Joel Bauer student, and I know Joel absolutely thinks she's amazing. So, and I know that Joel actually has also certainly purchased some oils for sure. And
I would say so.
We'll all be there soon.
Right?
Anyway.
I so
Duane,
wish I'm in the States because I so wish I can connect with you guys in person and even in Canada.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And the opportunity may come at some point, right?
Yeah, I so wish I could. And I will teach you a technique, a hand massage technique that you can use it on anyone who has any kind of situation, in any kind of situation. You can help them. It's just using the hand massage technique.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Very good.
In
Look
fact,
forward
I
to
can
that.
show you guys one of these days. I can show
Yeah.
you guys. You can.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll remember to ask at some point in the future. Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Look forward to it. Maybe there there'll be an occasion for maybe an upcoming Joel Bauer in-person event where we might all potentially show up, and that would be a perfect time.
That's if the border from Canada to the U.S. is done. Or
Right.
if he's over in Singapore, maybe I would fly over there.
Sometimes it's easier to get in Singapore than it is to get here, right?
Yeah, well, that's the way life goes sometimes.
If
Pretty
you remove
crazy,
the
huh?
quarantine period.
Yeah.
There you go.
We got to get through this COVID thing. It's been going on too long.
Needs
Are
to
you guys
be.
vaccinating yourself?
I am waiting. I am not sure, and yeah, I'm taking in all the information. The idea of putting messenger RNA in my body and hijacking my own cells is not very awesome from my point of view. So, if I'm going to do anything, I might do the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which I understand is a little bit different. But overall, I wish to wait and see kind of how things turn out, and learn and study more and see what the right choice is.
You notice how whoever's got this vaccine is a giant company, and that's my issue.
Ginormous. Yeah, only the biggest ones have been able to get there.
Not interested in a giant company vaccine. But then again, am I interested in any vaccine? it's one of those things. It's
a tough call. I mean, I've been vaccinated for other things before, and in many cases, I believe it has worked for my health, right? So it's just that this is an emergency approval vaccine. It's a little early.
Yeah.
So there have been some of these vaccines out in the marketplace that haven't done that great. So I think we just need to be aware of what we're getting into.
The last shot I took, DK Elizabeth, was the H1N1, and the fact was I was going on a plane.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not getting sick. I'm taking the darn thing. Oh well. And it wasn't an issue. No problem. Nothing.
There you go.
My parents had the vaccine yesterday. I'm not sure which one they had. They had it both. They're fine. A-OK, no issues. And I'm sure that I probably have no issues, but I just don't. Kim White says it usually takes 7 years, which sounds like a really long period of time. If you are trying to overcome a bug or a shot of something. Sounds like a really long time. I'm not a medical doctor, but if something comes out in 7 months or 9 months or 12 months, and it takes 7 years usually, something doesn't sit well with me.
We didn't suddenly get faster at this, right?
I'm just thinking about what my dad said yesterday. So he's only joking around. My dad, he's great. He says, yeah, I got the vaccine. He goes, anybody who doesn't take the vaccine's a chicken.
Oh, great.
He says, I'm just kidding.
I might disagree with that.
It's just like, oh man, I was like, oh man, that's so funny. Like, you're a chicken.
When did he get it, Duane?
Oh.
When did he get the vaccine? How recently?
I said, I guess I'm a chicken, Dad.
Yeah.
He says, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I have a neighbor that took the vaccine. It was the Pfizer one.
You did.
She's so much younger than me, and she was like all drained of energy and was running with lots of flu. And tell me her body aches like crazy.
Yeah.
And at least 2 weeks. My brother-in-law is a doctor. 1 whole week of aches and pain. So it was like different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I won't volunteer unless you drag me to the vaccination center. I won't volunteer.
Right.
I'll let the rest of the 75% do it.
Elizabeth, just confirm you didn't take a vaccine yet, or have you?
I have to when I was a child for the BCG vaccines and
I mean, for this though.
polio.
Yeah.
For this, no, because they go for the age. They let the first line workers to do that first, and then the elderlies. But now it's my age group. But I'm not volunteering yet.
Right.
I'm not gonna volunteer.
Yeah.
Until they really drag me, and until I really need to travel, maybe I have no choice.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I think eventually the demographics will change, right? Because as the infection rates drop, then the urgency will drop, and that only works in our favor. And actually, the other piece that I heard, Duane, is that if you've had the H1N1, you actually have partial immunity to COVID. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm completely immune to it anyway. I'm protected.
You're
DK
protected.
and
I
Duane, there is an
God from the
oil.
universe on that
Yeah.
I'm completely protected.
There you go. Spiritually protected.
We're all protected if we want to be.
That's right. That is right. Yeah.
But there are many people who has no symptoms.
Yeah.
They
At
have the
least.
COVID, but
Could
they
you?
have no
Just kidding.
At least 80%, right?
I shouldn't do that. I have friends of mine who had relatives actually pass away. My sister's godmother, 93, had passed away in January from this. So it's not like it doesn't exist. It's just most people that are in decent health and don't have any underlying symptoms are likely. I mean, there are exceptions to all rules, right? But I like my chances.
Same here. Same here.
I like my chances.
Within something new like this, you just don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah. And we're not promoting. We're not promoting or not promoting. But if we're healthy, there's a good chance that you may get some symptoms or you may not have anything. But here's the interesting thing, DK and Elizabeth. My dear friend Kevin Trudeau. I always say it because he's awesome. I was listening to a CD the other night, and it was back in 2010, and he was talking about the swine flu, and he was talking about how to protect against the swine flu, and part of that was C, D3, and that was the majority of the protocol to take care of that. And D3 is probably, if not absolutely, the most important part of making sure you're okay. Because most situations occur, like cold, flu, all that stuff, as a result of a lack of vitamin D3.
Yep. And you want to know the best place to get vitamin D? In the sun.
In the sun, if it exists. The sun
you can find your way to the sun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We got plenty of sun all year round.
Yeah, same here. Houston.
We're not
in
quite
the north, actually, it's a little bit harder, right? Because it gets cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although recently, it's like, because I've been delivering my little flyer every day to get more tax lines. Because I take an hour and I go for a walk and I go up and down people's steps, up and down, because I'm actually doing it for the exercise and to get new business. Anyway, it was sunny for 3 weeks straight, except for one day. One day it wasn't, and I was amazed at how sunny it was for such an extended period of time.
That's
it
good.
was pretty impressive. So, and even today it was, but I didn't go for a walk. Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow you should. Tomorrow you should. Yeah.
I'm feeling it. I haven't gone for a walk in a few days, and I can tell.
Yeah. It's time. I need to get out and exercise a bit more myself, a little bit more fresh air. But otherwise, I think the other aspects of my health are good. And of course, with the addition of some extra tools, right? Some essential oils, look forward to additional improvements in other areas.
The BOGO.
Yeah, the BOGO is going to show up. Then I'm going to need to learn how to use it.
I would like to invite you into my group to talk about stress.
Oh, great. I look forward to that.
Yeah, maybe I'll link up with you later on, because I think I want to actually do a stress management thing together with oils, and the process will go in very handy.
Yeah, awesome. I look forward to that.
When your oils come, let's do it, okay?
Yes, 100%. Yeah. And then you can help teach me how to use them.
Yes, I can do it. I'll do that for you. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's awesome. His
huge.
system is just so useful. I'm telling you, it's so useful. And your group will absolutely love what he's created. He's got the perfect voice for it too, which
Yeah, I know. It's so calming.
It's nice to have a calming voice, but the system is great. You'll know. It's awesome. You guys are great. Anyway, how are we doing for time here, DK? I know that
We are approaching a record length of show.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think we better not.
So we could probably sign off and then pick this back up at our next opportunity, I would say, which I think will be Friday, right?
Friday it is.
Friday it is.
It is. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, Thursday I'm driving home, so
Yeah.
Good Friday.
All right. Sounds good. Well, Elizabeth, it was such a pleasure that you joined us on no notice, right?
Thank you, Elizabeth.
And it was really cool because we added a whole other component to our show tonight, talking about essential oils, as well as health, as well as mentorship and development and deployment of all these solutions that we've been blessed to experience. So it's really turned out great having the three of us here tonight. So thanks again, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good stuff. Thanks, Elizabeth. Thanks, DK.
Thank you, Duane. And until next time, DK and Duane Show.
Bye.